Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to talk about a very special category of anime, which is top 10 anime in which the main character goes dark after getting betrayed. So make sure to watch this video till the end, and let me know what you think about this list in the comment section down below. Evil or Alive. Severe internet addiction has become an epidemic infecting the nation's youth, eventually leading to their extreme reliance on the internet. Those who have gone too far are enrolled in elite re-education academy, which will help them grow into successful adults. Hibiki is one such adolescent who awakens in the facility with no idea how he got there. The head instructor informs him that he was knocked out and brought to the school at the request of his mother, who was concerned about how belligerent her son was becoming as a result of his internet addiction. Stuck in a place that feels more like a prison than an academy, and with no way out of the instructor's abuses, Hibiki decides to end his life by jumping from the roof. But, as fate would have it, he meets Shin, a mysterious man who promises to make his life meaningful. Arifureta. Hajime Nagumo's ordinary life is upended when he and his classmates are summoned to a fantasy world and tasked with saving humanity. While his classmates have impressive combat abilities, Hajime is mocked for only gaining an inferior transmutation skill with no real offensive power. Hajime is betrayed by one of his classmates during an expedition in the Great Orcus Labyrinth, plunging him to the bottom of an abyss. Despite surviving the fall, Hajime is confronted with menacing monsters and misfortunes that send him into a bleak nightmare. Desperate to live and return home one day, he decides to fight for his life, only to meet Yu, an imprisoned vampire who is also trying to escape the labyrinth. Yu and a few others accompany Hajime on his journey to find a way back home, while gradually transforming from commonplace to the world's strongest. Deadman Wonderland. It appeared that Gonta Igarashi and his classmates were about to embark on a class field trip to Deadman Wonderland, a prison amusement park where convicts perform dangerous acts for the amusement of onlookers. Gonta's life, however, is quickly turned upside down when his entire class is massacred by a mysterious man in red. Gonta is sent to the very jail he was supposed to visit after being framed for the incident and sentenced to death. But Gonta's nightmare is just getting started. The young protagonist is thrown into a world of sadistic inmates and enigmatic powers, where he must live in constant fear of the lethal collar placed around his neck, which can only be slowed by winning the prison's deathly games. Gonta must bet his life to survive in Deadman Wonderland, a ruthless place where it's not always easy to tell friend from foe, all while trying to find the mysterious Red Man and clear his name. The Rising of the Shield Hero. The Four Cardinal Heroes are a group of ordinary men from modern-day Japan who have been summoned to the kingdom of Melromark to save it. Melromark is a country besieged by the waves of catastrophe, which have ravaged the land and brought disaster to its citizens for centuries. To defeat the waves, the four heroes are given a sword, spear, bow, and shield. Naofumi Iwatani, an otaku, is cursed with the role of shield hero. Naofumi is mocked and belittled by his fellow heroes and the people of the kingdom because of his lackluster offensive abilities and personality. When the heroes are given resources and comrades to train with, Naofumi sets out with Malty Melromark, the only person willing to train alongside him. However, he is soon betrayed by her and falsely accused of taking advantage of her. The people of Melromark then begin to discriminate against and hate Naofumi for something he did not do. Naofumi embarks on his journey of self-improvement and reputation building with a raging storm of hurt and mistrust in his heart. Later on, however, the difficulty of being on his own sets in, so Naofumi purchases Raftalia, a demi-human slave on the verge of death, to accompany him on his journey. As the waves approach the kingdom, Naofumi and Raftalia must fight for the kingdom's survival and protect the people of Melromark from their fate. Guilty Crown. On December 24, 2029, the apocalypse virus spread across Japan, killing its citizens and plunging the country into complete chaos. In an effort to restore order, the UN dispatches the GHQ to assist with the crisis by containing the outbreak while removing all political autonomy in the process. A decade later, the country is still under their control, unable to break free from their draconian rule. Frustrated with the state of the country, the Funeral Parlor Resistance Group seeks to liberate Japan from the GHQ. The group plots to steal a vial containing the Void Genome to further their goals, led by the charismatic Guy Tsutsugami. The vial ends up in the hands of internet vocalist Inori Yuzuria, who becomes the target of the GHQ's antibodies forces. She seeks refuge in a warehouse after having nowhere else to go, where she meets Shu Oma, a socially awkward high school student who is a huge fan of her music. Shu is drawn into the conflict the moment he saves Inori, and the void genome shatters in his hand, bestowing the power of the kings upon him. Shu must now fight to liberate Japan from its cruel oppressors while learning how to control his magnificent new ability. Btooom. Ryota Sakamoto is unemployed and lives with his mother. His only significant accomplishment is that he is Japan's top player of the popular online video game Btooom. His peaceful life is about to change when he finds himself stranded on an island in the middle of nowhere, clutching a small green crystal in his left hand and having no memory of how he got there. To his surprise, someone has decided to recreate his favorite game in real life, with the stakes being life or death. The players are tasked with killing 7 of their fellow participants and stealing their green crystals in order to return home, armed with a bag full of unique bombs known as BIM. Ryota, who initially condemns all forms of violence, is forced to fight when he realizes that many of the other players are not as friendly as they appear. Together with Himiko, a fellow Btooom player, they attempt to escape the island, getting closer and closer to the truth behind this deathmatch. Shinsekai Yori. Sake Watanabe, 12, has just awakened to her psychic powers in the town of Kamisu 66 and is relieved to rejoin her friends, the mischievous Satoru Asahina, the shy Mamoru Aitu, the cheerful Maria Akazuki, and Shun Aonuma, a mysterious boy Sake admires, at Sage Academy, a special school for psychics. Unease looms, however, as Sake begins to wonder about the fate of those who are unable to awaken to their powers, and the children become involved in secretive matters such as the rumored tainted cats, who are said to abduct children. Shinsekai Yori tells the story of Sake and her friends as they grow into their roles in the ostensibly utopian society. Accepting these roles, however, may be difficult when confronted with society's dark and shocking truths, as well as the impending chaos caused by the new world. Mawaru Penguindrum. Destiny is an ever-spinning wheel for the Takakura family, pointing passionately in their direction with equal tides of joy and sorrow before moving on to the next wishmaker. With their parents gone, twin brothers Kanba and Shoma live alone with their adored little sister Hamari, whose deteriorating health can no longer be ignored. Hamari's brothers take her to the aquarium to celebrate her temporary release from the hospital, where her sudden collapse brings the family's rumored fate to light. However, the hand of fate continues to tick faithfully forward when Hamari is inexplicably revived by a penguin hat from the aquarium's souvenir shop. Her miraculous recovery, however, comes at a cost. There is a new entity within her body, whose condition for avoiding her fate sends the boys on a wild goose chase for the enigmatic Penguindrome. In their quest, the boys must follow fate's threads from their own shocking past and into the lives of other wishmakers vying for the Penguindrome, all hoping to land on their chosen destiny. 91 Days. Angelo Lagusa witnessed a tragedy as a child growing up in Lawless. His parents and younger brother were mercilessly slaughtered by the Venetti mafia family. After losing everything he values, he abandons his name and hometown, adopting the new identity of Avilio Bruno. Avilio finally gets his chance for vengeance 7 years later, when he receives a mysterious letter prompting him to return to Lawless. Obliging, he soon meets the Venetti Don's son, Nero, and attempts to befriend him using the skills he has quietly honed over the years. Set during the Prohibition era, 91 Days follows Avilio's dark, bloodstained path to vengeance as he gradually eliminates each of the men involved in his family's murder. Akame Ga Kill. Night Raid is the covert assassination arm of the Revolutionary Army, an uprising organized to depose Prime Minister Honest, whose avarice and greed for power has led him to exploit the child emperor's inexperience. Without a strong and benevolent leader, the rest of the country sinks into poverty, strife, and ruin. Though the Night Raid members are all experienced killers, they understand that taking lives is not something to be proud of and that they will almost certainly face retribution as they mercilessly eliminate anyone who stands in the way of the revolution. Tatsumi, a naive boy from a remote village, had embarked on a journey to help his impoverished hometown and had been won over not only by Night Raid's ideals, but also by their resolve. Akame Ga Kill follows Tatsumi as he fights the Empire, encountering powerful weapons, enemy assassins, challenges to his own morals and values, and, ultimately, discovering what it truly means to be an assassin with a cause. So these were the top 10 anime where the main character goes dark after getting betrayed. If you like this video, then make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Also, I would love to know some of your recommendations in the comment section down below. I'll see you in the next one.